Welcome back to my channel. My name is Phil, and if you know me, I am a huge martial arts fan. I'm also a big YouTuber fan, so naturally I was very interested in the KSI versus Logan Paul fight number 2, which went down last weekend. I made a short video talking about the 5 reasons why I thought Logan Paul would win that fight. In my mind, going into that fight, I thought he was kind of like a 3-1 favorite to win that fight, and I thought he's gonna win via knockout. However, it came pretty differently, so let's just watch the highlights and see what happened. Alright, here we go.
He was humorous. Everyone loved him. He was entertaining his whole life.
Logan Paul walking out, all American flag dressed up, kind of like Apollo Creed in Rocky 4. Little bit of a different opponent there, but we all knew that didn't end well either. KSI looks kind of like a weird red Assassin's Creed character, all masked up. Could be like a mixture between an Assassin's Creed and a Mortal Kombat character. Totally comic-like. But what can I say, both are more showmen than boxers. Right, first round.
He's going to be shooting that all night.
The first fight was a draw. Logan Paul started
Nice jab to the body.
KSI lands a right hand.
KSI swinging right from the get-go, pretty wild.
Why is it Logan Paul
Right inside. There it is again. The overhands, he keeps shooting that overhand. He's going to keep doing it if his hands are down.
Logan Paul started out jabbing decently. You see that they have a lot of power, a lot of explosion in their movements in the first round. Both started pretty fresh. KSI started right away, moving forward, showing a lot of aggression, which I did not anticipate. And pretty wild style though. First round though, pretty equal and hard to tell who won that round in my mind. Okay, round 2, let's see.
Now Logan's got the gloves up.
What's up? Good jab. KSI's answering right away after the punches. And Logan Paul clinched quite a bit in that fight. I wonder if his wrestling instincts kicked in there. Alright, third round. The weird knockdown slip thing. Was it a knockdown? Was it not? People are debating. It's very, very hard to tell. Let's watch that one more time. Let's see here. So he pushes some bad, wild punches. Logan Paul is in the rings and kind of tries to duck under a right hook there. And his butt is in the rings. You can see that the ropes are moving. And I think he hits him kind of on the back of the head because he was ducking. So officially it was not a knockdown in that fight. However, his demeanor on the ground definitely shows in my mind that that had an impact on him. His mind seemed to be there, but he's a little rattled from that punch. So it's 50-50. They could have scored a knockdown. It was not scored a knockdown. Let me know what you think. Was that a knockdown or not? I'm okay with it being scored as a slip, but I would also have been okay if they said it was a knockdown.
Jack Reese says, let's go. Logan Paul may be hurt. That looked like it was behind the head though, Ryan.
He needs to hold though. Those type of shots, you could be hurt by them. It could mess up your equilibrium.
It looks a little bit like his fighting spirit went away a little bit. I think it was a crucial point in that fight because up until then he looked pretty explosive and crisp. After that, a little less. Round 4. There we go. He's jabbing. I was starting to think. The commentators are pointing it out. He's not letting the right hand go, the power hand. He's mainly jabbing. KSI is still going forward. Wildly swinging. KSI's mouth wide open, breathing crazily, but still going forward. And you have to respect him for the fighting spirit, just moving forward in this exhausting state. KSI moving forward. Good jab. And BAM! Oh, 2 nice uppercuts. And he's stumbling towards the corner. You can definitely see he's rattled. BAM! Right uppercut. That missed. He's clinching. Right uppercut. Kind of held him with the left hand and did a second uppercut there, which is apparently not allowed in boxing, but definitely legit knockdown. KSI was rattled, and you can see him stumbling back to the corner. His mind and body was definitely partly disconnected, and he was kind of out of it at that point. And I think that's the absolute crucial part of the fight. The referee basically called a timeout and dealt with all that stuff, and that gave KSI plenty of time to recover. We can only speculate if they would have just did an 8 count and then went back into the fight, if he could have made it back like he did, or maybe it would have been the opportunity for Logan Paul to finish him, which is very likely, but it's just speculation at this point. So,
2 points for hitting him when he was
Alright.
points, and then 2 points.
knockdown is scored, 2 points deducted. 2 points deducted, that is huge in this fight. It's a 6-round fight, so you win a round by 1 point. Taking 2 points away basically means 2 rounds being taken away from him, which makes it very, very hard to win a 6-round fight if you're not completely dominating. So, definitely crucial part. I'll give you my conclusion later on that. So 5th round, they're just jabbing. KSI is back into it. And then 6th and last round. They still have some pop in it. Good hook by Logan Paul. A second there go. He didn't gas out this fight as much as he did in the first one. Definitely not as crisp as in the first round, but in my opinion they were pretty good conditioned, both of them. They did a good job conserving their energy. KSI started out wild, and I was thinking he's going to be the one who is going to exhaust himself and gas out, but he didn't, and that is like mad respect to that. Still swinging wild, 2 minutes to go in the fight, just running after him. Couple dirty boxing punches there. Mouth wide open, bleeding, awesome. 10 seconds. I hate that stopping in boxing, it always takes so much fight time away. Okay. And look at this moment, we're gonna replay this here. Look when the bell rings in that moment. It's over, both of them notice it's over, they're dropping their arms. And then it's kind of a weird split second there. Normally when the fight is over, both fighters know it. There's a little bit of show of respect. You touch gloves or you hug. And of course there was a lot of animosity between those guys, and they are thinking about it for a split second there, but then like, turning away. And I think part of that is because neither of them knew who won that fight at that point. So they were kind of turning just over and walking to their corners. I love that part. 3 judges. 56, 55.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
57, 54.
57, 54 for KSI.
56, 55.
56, 55 for KSI.
From the United Kingdom, the Nightmare.
Yeah, I think they were both not sure. You can see it, KSI celebrating crazy. He didn't knew it.
It is game over. KSI with the split decision victory here in the...
Alright, here's my conclusion. Well, first of all, I thought it was an awesome fight. Very close fight. The build up to the fight was pretty well handled. I was sincerely invested in it. I'm not the biggest fan of either guy, but in my mind I thought Logan Paul had it. However, it turned out differently, which is always an option in combat sports. So first of all, the determination, the heart, the moving forward mental state of mind that KSI had in that fight, going after Logan Paul wild style, was freaking amazing to me, and it was awesome to watch. It was very contradicting. Logan Paul's style was way more technical. He was the technical boxer. His jab was good. His footwork was good. He had a good upper body posture, but KSI was just winging for it. Maybe a little less technique, but more aggression, more willpower behind it, and both styles work in boxing, which you could see in this fight. I think the problem with Logan Paul in this fight was, I don't know about all the sickness stuff and whatever is said after the fight, I think he just never found his rhythm in that fight. Coming into the fight, he had a game plan. He expected KSI to box with him. Bigger fighter, maybe better technique, that would have very much favored him in that fight. However, I don't know if he expected KSI to come out that wild and just swinging for the fences. KSI were ducking all the time. Logan Paul didn't use his right hand, and I think there was nothing wrong with it. I think the problem really was that KSI's head was just not there. And if you're in there, and if a guy is moving like that, you can feel it. You can feel that if you punch in this moment, you will not hit him, and that prevents you from punching because you're trying to conserve energy or you don't want to open up too much. So he was jabbing, he was staying behind his jab a lot of times, and he didn't really let the right hand go. And I think the main part was just the movement and the pressure of KSI. If KSI would have gone into a distance boxing, technical boxing match, I think that would have favored Logan Paul way more. But I think in the end he couldn't handle the pressure and the forward going crazy style that KSI showed in this fight, and that's why it was a loss. That loss though is highly debated on the internet right now, and to me, I'm not sure. So here's the problem. It's a split decision. Two judges said KSI won the fight, one said Logan Paul won the fight. They took away those 2 points. If they wouldn't have taken away those 2 points, Logan Paul would have won the fight. But there was the 57 to 54 for KSI. So even with the 2 points, that judge would have scored it still for KSI, 57 to 56. So Logan Paul would have won also by split decision, and that just shows how close that fight was. And in my mind, I'm not mad. I think even without the 2 points, I wouldn't have been mad. If KSI have gotten that fight, it would not have been a big upset. On the other hand, if they gave it to Logan Paul with those 2 points, I would have also been okay with it, just because the fight was that even. So let me know what you think. Taking these 2 points out of the picture, just looking at the fight, who do you think was the better fighter, who should have won? So the bottom line really is, it kind of feels like a draw to me again. And yeah, I'm not satisfied with the outcome. I want to know what you think. Do you think they should fight for a third time to maybe have a more clear outcome of who's better? Because after 2 fights, you have to really admit their styles may be very different, but they're kind of equal to each other. So in my mind, no, there should be no third match, at least not right now. What I would love to see is them keep fighting other famous YouTubers in the next upcoming events. Logan Paul should fight somebody else, KSI should fight somebody else, and if they both happen to win or whatever the constellation will be after a while, I think other people should fight too. Then at some point, yes, we should see a third match between those two to really clarify who's better, maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years, but at this moment in time, I want to see other YouTubers fight. So comment below what you thought about the fight, who do you think won that fight, and also who do you want to see fight next.